stress-free, leave your kids at home. Leave your kids at home. Do your two-step, get your groove on. This is feel-good music, you can move on. Relax, stress-free, leave your kids at home. Leave your kids at home.
Yes, get your two-step, get your groove on. It's feel good music you can move on. What's up, everybody? It is a Tuesday night, and you know what that means? That means foolishness, ridiculousness, tomfoolery, hijinks, and unfortunately, you might learn something. Although we do everything we can to make sure that you don't learn anything here. You just relax and smile, have fun. But you know, when you got my girl Laura on the show, you're gonna learn something because she is so awesome and fantastic. My beautiful sister is here, my favorite person to grill, chill, or kill with. She is here with us, and she gets her own round of applause. You doing all right, Laura? You good, sis?
I am good. This has been a good week. Busy.
Oh, I love that. Speaking of good week and busy, look who it is, everybody. Our man Pete.
Start it. Hold on.
Our man Pete is here. Papa Carnivore is in the building. So you know you're going to learn something now. I'm sorry, folks. I did all I could. This is going to be out of control. You're going to learn things tonight. I apologize in advance. When you got these two great folks on there. My man Pete, brother, it's so good to see you. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Ross? What's up, Laura?
And we're doing all right. Let's see who we got in the room here. Nene. Renee is here. I knew I was number one. Now I have proof. That's right. Well, you're number one with me. Hey, anybody who would threaten bodily harm on my behalf is a friend of mine. I appreciate it. You don't have to take penitentiary chances, but I appreciate them anyway. Our man Don is here. Good to see you. Papa, of course, is here. He was in the chat, and now he is live in person. Marla Kelly is here. Good to see you, beloved. So glad you're here. Jersey Tom, he's always lurking in the bushes there. Good to see you, brother.
Tom had a stomach ache this morning.
Oh, well, have to tell us about it. You can tell us about it. Quacktastic Quacker is here. Striking fear in the hearts of waterfowl and reptile everywhere. He is Charger Mopar. Lori is here, beloved. So good to see you. Cheryl Edwards is with us. Man, the gang is all here. Julie, first time catching a live from Iowa. That is awesome. I love that. Welcome, beloved. We are so glad you're here. I apologize in advance for anything that may happen during the live there. Curvy Girl Conversations. Hello, all. Hello to you. Glad to see you here, beloved. And we got T. Lewis says hello. And I think, is that everybody? I hope so. Oh, one of my other sisters there. Jeanette. Hello there, Jeanette. Oh, my goodness, man. I can't believe it. This, is the moon in the seventh house? Is Venus aligning with Mars? I can't believe.
Might be.
Carnivore, may the fat be with you. He is here with us tonight. Charlie, my brother, good to see you back. Listen, did you get abducted by some vegans, man? Did they get you in a bunker underground and try to feed you broccoli and beat you with celery stalks? Man, you've been gone for a while, but I'm glad you're back, brother. It's good to see you. Brenda's here. Hello there, my dear. Glad to see you here, beloved. And I think we covered everybody there that's here so far. So anything new and exciting? I'll start it off. A lot of people know I follow the stock market and such things. And it's funny to me, PepsiCo did it last quarter. General Mills did it this quarter. Reported a decline in sales in their snacks. 7%. Yay. General Mills said 7%. And PepsiCo, which owns Frito-Lays, and some of those things, I think 12% they said was down. Now that was me. That was all me. The wavy Lays. Kidding, that was not all me. It was only half me. But but yeah. So what do you think about that, Pete? You got a look on your face. I don't know.
You know what? I think that's great. I mean, the less of the processed food that people are eating and drinking, the better. I mean, I know how much better I feel when I'm clean. Eating and drinking clean. Tonight, let me tell you how clean I was tonight. I had heart attack chicken drumsticks tonight.
Awesome.
With
shout out to the author of the heart attack.
With some Topo Chico lime. That's what I had some salt and butter, but cold butter. I eat all my meat with cold butter on the side.
Yep.
Yeah,
I love that.
I love that, man. I love that too. I made some ground beef. I've been eating ground beef the last couple of days. And I'm with you on that. But they always attribute it to, at least they're saying, to the GLP drugs. That's like their go-to. They're like, oh, these GLP drugs are just killing the industry and then just sales are down, which I guess could be true.
Well, you do eat less. You do eat less.
I like to believe that it's us. We are making a difference. I think it's the grassroots ketogenic living movement. We are changing the world. That's what I like to think. But it could be the GLP ones.
Now, do you have Russ? Do you have Gordon's Food Supply in your area?
Yes, I think I've seen a couple of the stores around. Maybe
they have ground beef on sale for $2.99 a pound.
Wow!
You got to buy it. It's a 10-pound tube.
Yeah. They serve bigger portions.
So $30. I mean, 10 pounds for $30. You ought to load up on that.
So, you don't need a membership or anything to go in there?
Nope.
Gotcha. That's interesting. I want to say, speaking of not needing a membership to hang out, look who it is. Good job, everybody. You don't need a membership to hang out with us. Just a lot of patience. That's and a sense of humor. You can hang out. How you doing, brother? Oh,
he's like, peace out.
He'll
be back.
Yeah, happy trails, brother. Happy trails to you.
To you.
To me.
Laura, what'd you have for dinner tonight?
I had half a pound of ribeye fat and 6 ounces of deer burger.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm jealous. I'm so jealous.
All right, we'll bring him back. He's got it. You got it. You get your internet on an Obama phone, brother. Is that what you got? An Obama phone, man? You're trying to stream with?
Yeah.
Can't do it, man. Can't do the bandwidth, brother.
Yeah.
So Tom, you have your stomach ache.
Yeah, he's telling all your.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. There's no HIPAA violations or anything like that here. He's giving out your health information online to the world. He said you got a stomach ache. Go ahead,
release.
Yeah, listen. Come on, man. You had a cupcake, didn't you? Tell the truth, brother. Tell the truth.
I wish. No.
At
least I didn't get it. No, I think it was just I did like a 3-day huge priming and
so you're still doing the priming?
I was done with the major priming, but it was suggested to me while I was doing my ADF that I kind of stop and do a mini prime just to kind of get my get things re-rolling again. And so I did that, and I don't regret it, but unfortunately, with my gastroparesis and everything like that, it just kind of took effect. And this morning I woke up not feeling very well. So, but I'm good now.
Yeah, you feel good, but you look terrible, man. Man, you look bad. I hope you get.
That's not true.
I know.
Hey, it is
true. Mask I use all the time. It's just not the best mask in the world.
It is true. I'm just not supposed to say it, but I'm kidding with you, brother.
I know.
Nene says, "Put that ribeye down and get out here." Listen, I will have young lady. I put lots of ribeyes down. As many as I can get my hands on, and I got a freezer full of them.
Down on my plate, basically.
Yeah, let's see here. Made chapstick. Love it. Julie says she's made some chapstick. We will this section of this portion of the program is brought to you by Russell Brands. And we have the proprietor of Russell Brands, my beautiful sister Laura Russell is here. Can you tell us about the chapstick making process? I know you know about these things.
Sure. Yeah. So I do everything with tallow and beeswax local, beeswax. So everything's local. I do that. Sometimes, depending on if it's winter or summer, will depend if I put some coconut oil in there or not. If it's winter time, I add that so that it stays softer. But then you just do that and you put your essential oil of whatever you want. If you want spearmint, peppermint, some people like cinnamon, some people like lemon. You mix that together, you put it in your little containers, and you've got your chapstick. So, and when I do those live videos, I teach people like, hey, this is exactly how you can make it yourself. You don't have to buy it from me. I keep it very cheap. So a lot of times people find it's easier to buy it from me than buying all the ingredients to do the stuff with. But I show people how to make all the products that I sell. So they can make them themselves if they would like to. But yeah, so she is somebody who has watched my videos and doesn't live too awful far, within 300 miles at least
Yeah.
from me. And so, yeah.
I love that. Well, Laura's got wonderful products, russellbrands.com. She's got it there in her we'll give you your own special time there. As you can see, she's got it there. Russell Brands.
Do you make
with
soap?
a Z. With a
I
Z.
do. I make body soap and shampoo and deodorant and beard butter for men. And yes, for men. Hopefully
Yeah.
there's no ladies with beards.
Hey, now I will have you
I don't
know,
care.
this is
Nope.
2025. There's lots of ladies
I
with
don't care. Not in my world.
So it's Russell Brands with an S.com.
With a Z.
Oh,
With
that's
a
the
Z.
thing, brother.
Russell
That's the thing,
Brands
brother.
with a Z.
Hey,
Oh,
you
with
got
a
one,
Z.
one more week of that hooked on phonics, brother. You'll get it. One more week.
Okay.
You'll go seven more days. You'll have it down
I'm a
pat.
little slow on the uptake.
That's all right. That's all right, man. It's all that fat you've been eating, man. It's just, it's just,
I've been eating it. A
I'm
lot of
trying to
fat,
make,
a lot of
yeah,
butter. A lot of
drunk on
butter.
fat and butter. That's right.
That's
So,
good.
yeah,
Doing
she does. And
I think I told you I got a 30-pound bag of beef fat trimmings for $1.
for
And
$1.
I've been
Yeah.
making batches in my slow cooker of the beef tallow. So
Yeah.
I've been filling up this big giant like glass cracker jar, kind of with a screw on lid, one of those giant ones.
Yep.
And I've got it about 2/3 full now.
Awesome.
Yes. Russell Brands also has the tooth powder.
Oh,
Which she
I
makes,
love that. That's my favorite.
which does not harm your teeth, but it did burn a hole through my sink. So I just, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It did not burn a hole through my sink. It was wonderful. I still have a little bit left. I need to probably get some more. And she does me dirty. So if I get it, if I order it now, I'll get it by Christmas for sure.
Maybe not.
Well, yeah, she treats her brother just so bad. She's so bad, but it's all right. I deserve it. I deserve it. I'll tell you honestly.
Pick on me.
Because I bought some, I got to tell you, I bought some tallow soap, and I can't get good tallow soap. They put so many things in it, like they don't, like, I don't know. They cut it with, it's not, it's just terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. My soaps are tallow, castor oil, organic olive oil, jojoba oil, the lye, and then whatever scent. I mean, that's it. It is that's what it is. And it lasts for a long time. So that's the thing. I had bought some organic soap, tallow soap several years ago from somebody, and it was like 3 or 4 uses, and it was gone. And I was like, well, shit, that was $18 for a bar of soap, and it didn't last very long. I was like, nah. So same with the shampoo bars. They're made just like the soap bars. They're just a little bit different formulation, and they last for a long time. And I have a lot of hair, and they last a long time. So yeah. I thought Tom was like, I don't have very much. I didn't know if you were showing us your top of your head. You got hair. You got a beard. You still got this.
Yeah. Most of my hair is right here.
I had a lot more hair. I had a lot more hair an hour ago. I can tell you that. Yeah. I look like Link from the Mod Squad an hour ago. I'm telling you. Let's see here. Rick says you cannot be a real quack unless you can cook a great heart attack. Look at that. Quack heart attack. That might be the new call for my brother Rick there.
Rick's a poet and he didn't know it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had the chicken drumsticks, heart attack style tonight, boy.
Yeah.
Yum. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Charlie said, my daughter said she had beef with one of her teachers. And for some reason, I thought that was a good thing. When did having beef with something become a bad thing? Listen, this is why we miss Charlie. Charlie is only Charlie will bring that kind of wit to the show. That's my guy right there. And let me tell you something, family, don't invite him to dinner. I'm just telling you, don't you do it. He will eat at a home, house, garage, patio, den, pool. He will, man, listen, you want to go into debt, you take him to dinner somewhere, man. That dude can eat. I'm telling you, we need to, I've said this, we are going to get Charlie and Rick in the spot, and we are going to have Clash of the Titans. This is going to be Godzilla versus King Kong in a Brazilian steakhouse somewhere. We have got to watch that go down.
You know who else is a massive eater? Is Michael, United Carnivore from Tampa. Yeah. That guy, I have never seen anybody put away that much meat in one sitting. It was crazy.
Yeah, it is something to behold. You want to talk about feeding time at the zoo? That's like, oh, yeah, the heart attack girl didn't have heart attack chicken, only burgers. That's funny.
Oh.
Lord says, Russ is so delightful. Delightful.
Oh, that was wrong.
Yeah, that's like
clean off her brain. Something's wrong.
Is it like Christmas? The only thing I can think of as delightful is the fire. Well, the weather outside is frightful.
Thank you, Peter.
So delightful. So yes, I'm delightful like a Yuletide fire, folks. That's what you said. I am kind of like Santa Claus, though, I guess, in a way. Thank you, my beloved Laura. You're very sweet and very kind. And man, you got to raise your standards up a little bit.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
That's right. There you go, man. Hey, listen, it's Christmas. Christmas songs are always in season. I don't care. I'll sing a Christmas song any time of year.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Christmas is the most wonderful time of year. So in any event, moving on to bigger and better things. Somebody, again, okay, this is the segment of the program where you may learn something, folks. If for those of you who want to take a break or step out of the room or something like that, I've been hearing a couple of times about protein poisoning. And I've never heard of such a thing, but I've heard a couple of different doctors talk about it. And I could put out the meat signal probably and get Dr. Nelson in here. If I flash up the big ribeye sign in the sky, he'll probably pop in.
Well, it's like, when people would just eat nothing but rabbits that are very lean. And yeah, I mean, if you just eat rabbit and that's it, you're going to die. You got to have.
Absolutely.
You got to have. It seemed like deer. You got to put fat.
Yep.
You got to add fat to that deer. It's so lean.
That is true.
I understand.
We would make the venison sausages. You got to add pork, fatty pork to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I can't stand on.
Well, I hear you, and again, I'm very easily confused, so it's not much for me to say that I'm confused. But I want to know what happens to a person when they get protein poisoning. How do they know that they have it, and how much do you have to eat to get it? I mean,
it'd be different for every person, but for one, your brain stops working because you're not getting enough fat.
Yeah.
You're just getting protein, and then your glucose will also spike because all you're getting is just that protein. And so you're doing gluconeogenesis because you have an abundance of that. So a lot of people, if they're type 2 diabetic, especially, or type 1 even, it will really, spike them in,
Well, I can
their
tell
blood
you,
sugars too.
I can tell you right now, if your brain stops working, I might have it. I'm just telling you, I might.
Well,
You know,
my brain never
I
worked.
might
I
have
feel
it
like,
because my brain starts working on a regular basis. Okay, but here's what I'm trying to say. I guess is it something that comes on slowly, quickly? Is it something that'll send you to the hospital? Is it something that'll just annoy you? I mean, when you say protein poisoning, it at least to a guy like me, it brings on a connotation, not like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah, I think protein poisoning, like he alluded to, like Pete said earlier, that was seen a lot with people who just eat deer, just eat rabbit, those
Right.
leaner type meats.
Hmm.
If you're not fasting, you're not utilizing your own fats. So even if you had fat on you to, burn, you're not going to burn that because you are eating so much protein that you're poisoning the system basically with too much protein, gluconeogenesis, and that's what happens. And I don't know how quick it happens because I think everybody's bodies are different, as to where they're
Okay.
coming from, how metabolically sick they are.
So is this something that is a person who's diabetic, a person who's not diabetic probably would never get, or is this something? It's kind of like that
Yeah, you still could.
ketoacidosis that people are
Right.
afraid of when they talk about doing ketogenic living.
Mhm.
And when you
Right.
read about it, there's like consult with your doctor if you're diabetic. Ketoacidosis, which I understand.
Sure.
It's a kind of a catch-all warning. But is it akin to that, or is it something different?
Anybody can get that. Anybody can get the protein poisoning if they would do exactly, eating the super lean proteins, which is kind of why there's a person out there I won't name who's a nutritionist, who promotes that style sometimes to people. And I'm always like, scary thing to be doing because you don't know whose threshold is where as to where something like that can
Since when
happen.
have you
So
become shy? Since when did you get all shy and worried about
I'm just being nice. I'm trying to turn
Yeah,
over a new leaf and
yeah,
be nice.
yeah, right. If it was me, she'd be like, Russ said.
You know what that no
Buckeye
good.
said, homesick Buckeye's a dummy. Did you hear what he said on his broadcast the other day? Well, the reason I asked for a couple reasons. One, because I'm gonna guess that a lot of how can I say this? I'm gonna guess that standard American doctors who may not really be into ketogenic living, but aren't as much of the medical establishment as we're finding out now is not coming out hardcore against it anymore. They're kind of saying, "Oh, do it if you want," but they're always telling people about their cholesterol, always telling people about fat and this and other because they've got all that wrong. Are they going to be telling people, okay, well, if you're going to eat that ketogenic diet, just don't eat fat and don't eat cholesterol? That's kind of the first thing that came to my mind when I heard about it. So people are going out getting a bunch of chicken and fish and all this kind of stuff because they want to keep their cholesterol down. They want to keep their fat intake down, but they also want to keep their carbs low. So you see kind of where I'm going with this?
Sure. Yeah, I can see where it would lead to that. But I would say that the majority of people that have two brain cells would know to be out there looking in YouTube land and following other people. And most everybody, ketogenic carnivore, is going to be talking about adding the fats. Make sure
Yeah.
that you have the fats in. So I think as long as they're out there doing that, that'd be great. And I do have to say one thing about a doctor in my area. Actually, two doctors now have taken two of my patients without me telling them or asking them very nicely to remove statins from these patients. I went to see two of them today, and they said, I went and saw the doc Monday, and he took me off my statin. And I was like, I about had a heart attack. I was like, somebody's gonna have to do CPR here, you know.
Yeah.
And
That's
both of them
unfortunate.
have had strokes, and after being on a statin for 30 years, and yet they still had strokes. And
Yeah.
so I was like, did you ask the doctor? You know, and he's nope. Both of them said nope. The docs just was like looking at their meds, looking at what's happened in the last 6 months, and they're like, you know, this isn't working. Let's just stop this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was
Listen,
like,
I mean,
hallelujah.
I'm sure most of us have seen the Dr. Berry videos and others. Those statins have, besides lowering your cholesterol, which we certainly believe to not be a good thing, it also has many other side effects. It raises your blood sugar. I think David Diamond was a part of a study, if I have it right, about dementia and Alzheimer's symptoms in folks that are on those things. I mean, there's so many things.
Well, the thing that when my doctor put me on a statin, this was early on when I didn't really know too much about like the whole statin thing. I took the statin for, I want to say 2 weeks. I couldn't walk. I had such pain in my knees. I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, in the first 3 weeks of at the time I started keto basically, like and I got rid of all the arthritis in my knees, was gone in 3 weeks. And then I started these statins because you know my cholesterol had gone up, so he put me on the statin. So this is maybe 2 months into, you know, by that time I was doing carnivore, but he put me on the statins, and I couldn't walk. And not only that, I heard that I think the risk of diabetes goes up something like 40 or 50%.
Yeah,
it's almost 50%.
Yeah, 50%. So there's just all, and brain fog is another big one. Yeah.
Yep.
Even
Yeah, I actually did a thesis on it, and it was Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, ALS, and MS went up over 35% in 2 years' time from when they first came out in 87.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
the Japanese guy who invented the statin, you know, he won't take them.
Well, yeah, most of them won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing that something your liver makes for you, they want to keep
be
you
bad.
It's crazy. It's like your liver's not trying to poison you, folks.
Exactly.
The majority of cholesterol in your body is made by your liver, and that's because you need it. It's important for proper health. And so I don't get that. But anyway, so that's the reason why the protein poisoning thing, because I'm thinking, man, I'm sure that there are people out there who are just starting or maybe who don't know better. And again, I never really heard about fat intake until the carnivore community. I never heard that, that it was important. I heard that you don't have to worry about it when I was doing keto and stuff like that, because it didn't raise blood sugar and that. But I never really, until I got involved with carnivore folks, I never heard anybody say you need it. You should, it's beneficial to you. What about you, Pete? I know you started out keto.
Well,
did you ever hear that when you
I
started
want
out
to
keto?
tell a story. So my cousin Ivy and Jerry, my cousin Ivy, I hadn't seen Ivy in many years. I'd say 10 years. And so she only remembers me heavy, and so she couldn't believe it. And so she's like, we were at dinner, we went out to dinner, and she's like, well, what do you do? And I said, well, I couldn't bear myself, because I know she's like, I don't know if she's vegan, but she's like definitely not, on the team. And so I said, well, I'm just, I said, I'm doing a whole foods keto diet. That's all I said. She goes, oh, keto. I hear that's very dangerous.
Of course.
I'm like, and I said, well, actually, no, I didn't want to engage her and go, well, why do you say that? Like, I didn't want to go there.
As opposed to what? Compared to
so
what?
What I just said was, no, actually, it's just meat and veg. I did the Dr. Berry, right?
Yeah.
It's meat and veg. I said, what's wrong with a little meat and veg? I mean, meat and veg is healthy, like whatever. And she goes, well, yeah, I guess so. But isn't there a lot of fat? Doesn't that make your cholesterol go up? And I said, well, I said, no, my cholesterol's fine. Like you can't sit there in a social setting and try and educate somebody. And she goes, oh, okay. You know, like it was so superficial. But the reason I'm bringing up the story is this is the misinformation.
Absolutely.
So here's the real part of the story. So Jerry tells me, and I didn't know this, he had a widowmaker heart attack. He's like thin. This guy's like thin. You would think he's the picture of health. He looks thin. He's 69. He's a little older than me. I'm going to be 63. But he had 100% blockage. As it turned out, he had pain and he ignored it for like 3 days or whatever until he had a massive, the heart attack, whatever. It turned out one of his arteries was 100% blocked. Okay. So he had a stent. I guess they did a stent or something.
Yeah.
But this guy, could have died, but he's not obese. And I think you guys have all heard Dr. Kiltz. Obesity is not the cause of this thing, guys. It's not.
That's right.
I mean, it can be.
Well, you gotta.
But I'll give you another story. I have a friend who died at 57, thin as a rail. This guy was never heavy. He was, by all intents, he was, but he was diabetic, and he shot insulin, the whole bit. And, he ate a lot of fruits and vegetables. He ate very clean, healthy, clean, whatever. But he ate a lot of the fruit and vegetables and stuff, and had diabetes and shot insulin. And Thomas, you can tell us all about. We know all about what happens with diabetes, right?
Yeah.
And he died from complications from the diabetes.
Well, Dr. Bickman has talked about this many times. For those who don't know who he is, you should definitely Google him, check him out, Bikman. The different types of metabolic systems. You have the folks like me who wear their metabolic system, out in the public where you can see, and these are the people who can gain a lot of weight. They're 500, 600, 700 pounds. And then you have the people on the other side. I can't think of the names of it. That's way too much for me. I can't think of the name of it.
Call it skinny fat.
Yeah,
well,
Tofi. It has
thin on the outside and fat on the inside.
Fat on the inside.
It has a scientific name, but I just he says, but I can't be expected to remember those kind of things. But the other type of Rick probably knows what it is because Rick's an encyclopedia. But the other type of metabolic system, like you said, it's the skinny fat people, whatever, who basically outwardly look great, but their blood is turned to sludge, and they aren't capable of gaining 300 pounds and that. Their metabolic system not, but they're just as metabolically unhealthy. And I saw it for the first time. I always heard about it, but I didn't quite understand it until I was helping a friend of mine with his blood work. A crazy story. One of many people who has come to me who I had no idea was watching my channel, no idea was listening to anything I said, came to me, was like, hey man, I haven't been feeling good. I went to the doctor. I got a blood test. He's telling me everything's okay, but I don't think it's okay because I've heard you talk about this. And I looked at his and I pulled out my blood work. And this guy is literally 20 years younger than me and 250 pounds lighter than me. But if you didn't know better, you'd have thought our blood work was switched. My A1C was 4.8. His was almost 7. My glucose, everything, my liver numbers, everything. And he kept looking and he's like, well, yours is better than mine. I mean, I said, well, that's because what you're looking at is the residual effect of 50 years of mistreatment, but I'm reversing it. I'm turning it the other way. I've been doing this for 6 or 8 months. At the time, I've been doing it for 6 or 8 months. I said, this is my second blood test. My first blood test didn't look like this. Yeah. And so I understood, because that's the guy who drops dead of a heart attack. And everybody's like, well, he's young and fit. And how is this guy?
I'm telling you, Russell, like my cousin Jerry, if you looked at him, you'd say picture of health.
Yeah.
Okay? And he's always been thin. I've known him a long time. I've known him for 30, 40 years. he's always been thin and healthy. He's active. He exercises. He eats the whole foods. He eats pretty healthy. But he'll have the hamburger bun and he'll have the seed oils on. In fact, he had a salad, and you saw him putting the dressing on there. Like, who am I to say? I can't sit there and counsel him. I haven't seen him in 10 years, but he's pouring the dressing on his salad, and with all the vegetables.
Fat free.
Yeah, he's eating those. He had whatever he had with potatoes and the vegetables and everything on the side with loading up on the potato. And he's
easy on the potatoes there, Pete. Easy on the potatoes. Easy.
Potatoes are the devil.
I'm just kidding.
I do like potatoes, but
hey, listen, there are worse things. There are worse things than a potato, but I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
Yeah,
that's true. But when I worked in the cardiac cath lab and open heart, that's exactly what we saw. Like, people would be like, we would do cardiac talks out in the community and stuff like that for education for people. And they're like, well, like, I had one lady who, she was like, well, I'm a cheerleader competition teacher, blah, 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 blah. And, she looked like the Barbie doll. And she's like, I don't have any risk of having this. And I said, and she points to this lady sitting down next to her who was obese, and I said, I'm more likely to see you on the table than we are to see her on the table, because she carries hers on the outside. So basically what she's carrying is out here. Like Russ says, you can see it. Yours is inside your arteries. And I said, and most of that's not fat, it's calcium, but you have inflammation causing your issues. And I said, you're the people that didn't survive COVID. Those are the people that when we had the sick people with COVID, we'd do their blood work and we would stand outside of the room, not trying to be nasty, but just amongst the nurses. And we're like, their LDL is in the tank. They've been taking statins for this many years. They're a vegan. And we could tell you, you might be 24 and have 0 disease processes listed as comorbidities, and you have COVID. But if your cholesterol was in the tank, that meant your vitamin D was in the tank, your immune system was in, and they were the ones that didn't come off the ventilator.
Respirator.
And we knew that.
Yeah, they won't come off the respirator at all. No way.
That's right. That's right. And it was sad.
Oaktown girl, she's been living in a vegan world.
I will tell you, Laura, I do take vitamin D3 K2.
Good. Yay.
I take 10,000 IUs a day.
Good. That's about what you should do.
And my vitamin D is like it's right around 90 or 100. Is that okay?
That's good. Yep, it's good. They always try to scare you, like, too much vitamin B. I don't know what your vitamin B runs, but mine's like well over 2,000, which they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, what's it going to cost? And they're like, something. And I was like, nothing.
You know what? I have not checked that. I don't know what mine is. I don't know. But I mean, I eat nothing but meat. It's got to be off the charts.
Yeah, so it's going to be higher. But vitamin D, they scare us because they give us these little ranges they want us to be between. But, you can get like 50,000 IUs in 15 minutes of sunlight exposure in your body. So what do you think these farmers over the last 100 years that were outside in the sun up, sun down, what do you think their vitamin D levels were? Probably in the 500s.
Probably.
So, the doctor's always like, well, if it gets over 100, you're going to have kidney stones. And I'm like, no, I take vitamin K2, D3. I'm not going to have calcium stones. And I've never had that. And mine runs about 140. So
I've never had kidney stones, and I've never had anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, hold on there a second there, Pete. Oaktown girl, who, by the way, can't chat but is listening. Protein poisoning and meat makes your body acidic are just the latest orchestrated attacks, I think, against carnivore and meat-based diets. What do you say about that, Madam Laura?
I would say protein poisoning can happen. And it is basically, like we said, it is seen with, like he said, the people who eat the lean meats. Yep, and they're not eating the fats and stuff like that.
What about
So
this?
that is what
I've heard people talk about alkaline and acidic and different things. Does that mean anything?
I mean, it can. You can become too acidic or too alkaline, but I'd say if you're eating carnivore and you're trying to follow it basically pretty normally, not like keto police or anything, but if you're doing the electrolytes, if you're doing the water, if you're doing the grounding, if you're doing those kinds of things, your body is always going to try to get to homeostasis and it will work on that. And if you're a little more acidic today, you might be a little more alkaline tomorrow, and you'll crave things that will get you to whichever point you need to get closer to. You know, if you're high on one, you may be like, wow, I need more salt today. I need more that,
Your body
our
knows.
bodies are smart.
Yeah.
Yes, your body knows, and
And
it will tell you what you need.
And for those who don't know, homeostasis is the opposite of heterostasis. Speaking of,
That's good.
Karen is here. Karen, yeah, I couldn't help. Listen, I got problems, people. Just pray for me. Karen Harrington is here. Hello, beloved. It's so good to see you here. You're right in time for my hetero joke there. Bruce is here. Look who
Hey,
just woke
Bruce.
up. He took
He's
a
awake.
nap and he's gonna go back to sleep here before too long. Good to see you, brother. So glad you're here. Yes, we had a Charlie sighting. That guy's been so far underground they had to pump sunlight to him here lately. I don't know what's been going on with him, but I'm glad he's back. Art says I take 10,000 IU of D3. My D3 blood was 140, flagged as high. So
Of course. Remember, our labs are set up on the average of the people out and about in the system. Yeah. So
So Laura, have you seen the Dr. Berry book, the labs book? What is his range?
Yep.
What's his optimal range?
he doesn't necessarily cover like the optimal range on all of that. I do think he's in the works of working on kind of carnivore labs and where our ranges should be comparable because of all of us doing carnivore, and coming up with something that's a little bit more there. But I've talked with him about that, and like the high B, the high D, he was like, come on. He's like, you know what they're doing. They're trying to sell you on something. They want to do this. They want to, and he's like, it's fear tactics. Kind of like Cookout said, all these videos come out where they're like trying to scare you of, oh, you can get protein poisoning. Well, yes, you can, but they don't really explain it. It's kind of like they say, well, if you eat hamburger, you're going to get diabetes. Well, if you eat plain hamburger, you're not getting diabetes, but they didn't tell you that it was coming with the bun and the fries and the, 24 ounces of Coke. Yeah. Right. So they just are trying to scare the crap out of people.
The way it was explained to me is those ranges are come from national averages, I guess, of what people have, which knowing what we know, basically everything that they tell you is high is probably not, and everything they tell you is low is probably not. Because I've heard Dr. Lester talk about the liver numbers. He said when he first became a doctor, the range for the liver numbers was 0 to 25. Now it's 0 to 44. And he said that if you came in his office with a number in the 20s, he knew you had fatty liver. It wasn't even a question. Now you can come in there with a number in the 30s and they tell you everything is fine.
Right.
Because, when they came out with the drug, they changed the numbers. So, I would say anything that they tell you is high, it's because everybody else's is high. So
I do the opposite of what they say. Anytime the old FDA, USDA, previous administrations especially, if they told me that my cholesterol needed to be at 150, I'm shooting for 300. Just because I'm like, that they're not in it to make you healthy. They don't care. Yeah.
Oaktown says what I'm referring to is all the videos that have come out lately about that.
Yep.
I guess meat being a syrup and that. Karen says she is ready for shenanigans. I'll do my best. I do my best there. We'll see what we can get.
Yep.
Carnivore Chan said, I just got put on vitamin D. Nah, brother, you was in the Krispy Kreme. Vitamin D is not donuts, brother. You was just a Krispy Kreme. Stop it. Stop lying to the people, brother. Stop lying.
Krispy Kreme diet.
Hopefully he's doing the K2 D3. Hopefully, I'm sure he's got a good doctor. He has Tony Hampton, so I'm sure he's doing the right one.
Good compared to me. If you compare him to me, he's good. But if that's the best you could do, brother, I just
Chance, as long as it's not double D, Dunkin' Donuts.
There you go. Common Sense Lab says 50 to 100 for optimal, 30 to 100 average. So there you go. Somebody has the book. Thank you very much, Elvis. Snuck in the room there.
Like I said, he says he's going to update that to more like carnivore.
Isn't he changing some things around on that one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, they're always trying to scare us. That's for sure. Cranky. He's another one that's lurking around in the weeds out there. Crank is always lurking, and he pops up late in the show to give us some wisdom. I'm going to OD on D-complex tomorrow as I pull weeds shirtless.
Great.
That's great. Tom Garvey, the Keto Cook, says hello, everyone.
Hello.
And we say hello back to you, my friend Tom. I think I got all the comments in there. I think Bruce was saying he's going to get his next round of blood tests with On Your Labs. Yes. Shout out to On Your Labs, Dave Feldman and the crew there.
Yeah, I'm getting my next blood test done soon too, like next week, like before.
Yes, it might be time again for me here. I feel pretty good about things. I've had like 3 rounds, and it's all going in the right direction. So,
Hey, I have a question, Laura. I've got a question. Been meaning to ask you. So I'm hypothyroid, and I take levothyroxine, 175 micrograms.
That's a pretty big dose.
1.175. Yeah,
that's a pretty good dose. Yeah.
So is that something that through carnivore I could lower, or do I need to stay? I mean, because I did try and wean off of it, and I started gaining weight like crazy fast. Like
yeah. So you still have your thyroid? They didn't remove it,
right?
Yeah. And you haven't had like an ablation or anything done to that. Okay. So yeah, a lot of times people will do like the iodine and do the carnivore and kind of work their way up with iodine to get to kind of an optimal level, and then have their docs kind of, drop them down little by little. You don't just want to go off of it, but you can work with your doc. And like I said, doing the iodine. So I started with 2 drops a day and just kind of worked my way up to where I felt kind of my best. And I have somebody that just got off of thyroid medicine. It took about 6 months.
I do 15.
Okay. Yeah. So you might want to have your thyroid check, and you want to make sure to do the T3, T4, and reverse T3, T4.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'll tell you what, man. Here lately, we've been finding folks. We've been under all kind of rocks finding folks. Carnivore Kip is in the building.
I love Carnivore Kip.
Man,
hey Kip,
he's been missing in action, brother. Let me tell you what. I call him Big Smoke. That's my brother, Big Smoke, brother. Let me tell you what. He could smoke a flip flop. I'd probably eat it. I'm just telling you right now.
Me too.
I gotta tell you, when Kip smokes up a bunch of brisket. Man, that looks so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Kip is this cool guy, man, and one of the very, very first people that I ever saw on YouTube, and just he's cool as a fan. So good to see you, brother. Glad you're out here with us, man. We got to get together one of these days, maybe, and do something. Of course, the link is in the chat, so you can always come in here anytime you want to, man. And like I said,
would love to meet Kip. That'd be great.
That's my guy there. It's good to see him. Glad you're here. Near the end of the broke, Oaktown said Big Smoke is a great name for Kip. I've been calling him Big Smoke forever, man. So I haven't seen him lately. Though I see him on the channel. I see his clickbaity thumbnails.
Yeah, he's got the best clickbait.
It works,
That's my dude. That's my guy. But yeah, man, glad to see you still out there doing your thing, man, and all that. Yep. Come on in anytime.
Keep
But
doing your thing, no matter what anybody else says.
yeah, man, listen, there's always somebody got something, just
Right.
do you, man. And everybody reaches people in their own way. Some people, I've heard it all too. You're too silly, you're too this, you're too that. You know what? I'm just me. And, I roll with the people who want to roll with me. If you want to hang out and have fun and laugh and stuff, great. If you want to be serious and all that stuff, hey, there's plenty of channels out there where it's just all serious all the time. Listen, this channel is out here for two reasons. One is and the most important one is to make people laugh and smile. That's the number one thing I care about on this channel, because this world is full of sickness and pain and heartache and death and misery. And I want to be someplace where people can just hang out, laugh, joke, have a good time. And then also this message, man, it's a life-saving, life-changing message. And we got to get it out to as many people as possible. Let them know that there's another way out there. I know what it's like to be trapped in that cycle and just not feel like there's no way out. So, I want to let people know. And, some people do that with big words and medical books. Some people do it with shenanigans and tomfoolery. And so I need to do that. I need to get the Reverend cranked up again. I've been feeling the Reverend here lately.
Good. Hey.
Bring him out.
That's right.
I've been having the Reverend's been on my mind here lately. So it's just time. Life gets in the way of so many things I want to do. But every once in a while I get this, the Spirit hits me and the Reverend comes out. So
I got to tell you, I could use a good sermon.
Yeah, have you seen the Reverend?
Yeah.
You've seen it? Yeah. The Reverend gets after it, man. So I kind of have to be in the spirit for it, though. It's people like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not something that I can just do per se.
You have to have the inspiration to bring it.
Yeah, I have to feel it. I have to be motivated to do it. But I'm not a professional. Maybe if I was a professional, I could just do it on command. But to really do it, I kind of have to be in the spirit of it. So I've been feeling the spirit lately. So
that's good.
I think that'll be coming lately.
We're ready.
We're getting near the end here. Anything to plug? Anything coming up on anybody's channels? Jersey Tom, have you got your channel up and going yet, brother?
Oh yeah, I've had my channel up for a while.
Yep. Yeah.
I have about I'm going to be almost at 90 videos. I have 230 subscribers now. What was that?
Well, you're gonna have 231 after this is over, because I didn't even know. You came on here weeks ago and like, oh, I don't have a channel, I don't have anything going on.
I don't remember saying that. I don't remember saying that. I've had a channel for quite a while.
Well, I can listen.
For at least a couple months.
Okay, but when the first time you came on the show.
Oh, first time? No, I didn't have a channel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're like, oh, I don't have anything. So maybe that's longer than I realized, because
right. Yeah, a lot of time went by since then. Yeah.
Okay, that would explain it. Speaking of doesn't have a channel. He doesn't have a channel. He has an experience. It is not a YouTube channel. It is a YouTube experience. It's our brother.
There you go.
He's like the closer. He just pops in right at the end of the show there, and he closes us down. He's like in the ninth inning, man. He's bringing it in there.
Well, I figured, nobody wants to see me all the time. So I always let everybody do the serious talk, get something really good done until I come in there and ruin everything. And I have to listen about what a big eater I am. I'm such a glutton and all that, Hey.
We love to hear
No, he was bragging you up. He was in your corner with Charlie. So
Man, listen,
I've physically seen Charlie, so I eat that way. He's got to see you both.
Listen, I'm trying to figure out how I can do a YouTube pay-per-view Clash of the Titans, King Kong versus Goliath.
I would pay for
figure out how to get paid off of that thing, man. I am the greedy capitalist, and I'm trying to figure out how I can monetize that, charge admission ticket, something. I want to see. Listen, I want to see first guy that passes out gets $1,000. That's all.
I
I
gotta,
always
you
seem
know,
to win.
I gotta
because
add my
people-
I gotta add my third challenger, United Carnivore, Michael. That guy
Well-
can put away meat like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That
which
might
of
be
us
good.
looks the skinniest?
Oh, you're the skinny. You're
I'm
the
the
skinniest.
skinniest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie's catching up with you. He's lost over 200 pounds.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Charlie is half man, half amazing. I'm just saying, man. But
Yes.
I've witnessed both. I have sat across the table from both of these guys, and so I've had the
Yep.
best seat in the house to watch Feeding Time at the zoo. And I'm
And
telling you,
who do you give the edge to?
here's the thing. In terms of who ate the most,
Yeah.
it was Charlie. But the reason why, there's an asterisk. We had to leave the restaurant because it's a long story, but we were kind of we were time constrained. We'd probably still be there right now if I didn't have to leave. So in terms of who can eat the most, I don't know, but who I've seen eat the most is Charlie. But we were not time constrained, so that's not exactly a fair comparison, And so yeah, but they're both pretty amazing. I have to say there would be no loser in that. The only loser would be the Brazilian steakhouse in that deal. I'm just
I'm convinced.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that Rick has a hollow leg, and that's where he
Fills
puts
them
all
both.
the meat. The meat goes all down there through his gut, right down into the leg.
Yeah, no, he's and were you drinking anything when I
There.
don't remember you drinking very much when we were there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Do you remember? Can you hear me, Rick?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't
Mhm.
remember if you were drinking anything. Did you drink much when we were there?
No, I really didn't. I mean, I had a little bit of water, and that was about it. I
Yeah.
generally don't drink much when I eat meat.
Yeah, I was hitting the club soda pretty well
Mm-hmm.
that day. I drank quite a bit of that. That's kind of my custom.
You know me with the rainwater.
Yes. Does he just
And it
pick
rained today, so I could refill my tank.
Yeah, he picks the gravel out of it, ladies and gentlemen, and just the gravel's in
It's
the
got a
shingle
filter.
asphalt. Yeah, the shingle asphalt and all that stuff. He filters it right out of there and just knocks it
All
down.
good.
Is my audio okay today?
Yes.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed there's something different. Who's the first person who can spot it?
New microphone.
Oh,
Yes. Well, it's not new.
Yep.
This is the one that I used
A
when I
different
first started on
microphone.
YouTube.
Okay.
Ah.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that the one small step?
Oh, it
that
is.
not.
Oh
That's
wow!
not
Look
the
at
one
that.
small
That's
step
an
for
old
man.
one.
One small step for
Excellent.
one.
That's a
Is it
nice
really?
microphone. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody know what brand or model it is?
Looks like a Shure,
That's a Shure, exactly. All my
Yep.
mics are Sure.
but that's an old Shure. That's like a ribbon. Is that a ribbon one?
No, it's not. It's a dynamic.
Oh,
I don't actually have a ribbon, but it's an RCA, and the ribbon's no good. I'm gonna have to make one for it because you can't get it anymore. This is an SM.
Mm.
It's a 55S because the 55 was bigger, and then the S came out I think in the 50s, and it was narrower because it's more portable. But this is what I use, and I found it when I was cleaning up. It was all dirty, so I polished it up, and it still works. So I was really
did you
kind
get
of impressed.
did you get it signed by Walter Cronkite?
I think it was Elvis. Wasn't it Elvis that used the Shure 55?
I think so.
I don't know, but I thought he had one on his desk, and that's the way it is.
That's the way it is.
That whole,
I was laughing because the last video that Kerry did, when he had his open mic night, everybody uses the Shure 55 as a microphone symbol, but I've never seen anybody else use one in an actual podcast or video. So I was thinking back, I said, well, just like everything, I'm a trendsetter, and the mic that I was using, well, it's still here. My other mic that you called the Star Search mic, that's a Shure as well. So
yeah, people stopped using those, but right when they threw out their Betamaxes and their VHS tapes.
Yeah.
If you want to see somebody using one of those on film, you get to be on a VHS tape. I'm just telling you.
And you know what else I found? I found my telephone patch. So when I have my live stream on Saturday morning, I'm going to go back. When I first started YouTube, I used to do call-ins, but there was no live back then. The most video you could make was like 12 minutes. So I would have people call in, record it, and then upload it to YouTube. Well, now, though, for the first time ever on the Charger Mopar channel, you'll be able to call in live on the phone, and you will call into a rotary phone. And I have my mixer set up right here, so I can patch you in. It'll be just like an old-fashioned radio station. I'll even put my headphones on.
Look at that, man. Now that is a reason to get up in the morning, man. It's to prank call you on your own YouTube channel.
That's it.
Good idea.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so Oaktown Girl says, what is Thomas's YouTube channel with the million videos and everything now that he's had forever?
Target Prime Rib.
But I'm not subscribed to.
Target Prime Rib. And I'm also, too, I actually did some interviews with Target Transformer, DC.
Yep.
Dante Ferrigno, and of course you all know about the Kerry Man and the Dave Mack videos.
He's hitting the big time.
I was going to ask you, Thomas, when you did the one with Kerry, did you share it out on your channel? Because I went to your channel.
I didn't know
first
how to. I'm still a little inept, so I'm trying to learn how to do that. But it's
okay. Yeah. I just wondered because usually I didn't know if he sent you a StreamYard link or how you guys did it.
No. He just gave me the invitation, and then we just like I'm doing here, and he just recorded it and then put it out. Like it was about 3 weeks before he put it out. So
okay, because I went to your channel first, and I was like, I don't see it on there. Where's it at? So I went to his channel, which is fine. But I always like to, somebody that doesn't have as many followers, try to go and watch something on their channel to kind of bump them up.
I'm trying to learn it because eventually I'm trying to do my own lives, just like you guys, follow into your graces.
Yeah, Tuesday nights at 8:30 with everybody else.
Yeah, that's the date I'm setting it for, to make sure it's on Tuesday night. 8:35, so then that way,
Hey, come on in. The water is good. Well, I was gonna watch your Kerry Man video, but I'm not now. Somebody said, grab your tissues, everybody, and if you watch that, I'm like, I don't want to not watch it. I'm not gonna sit around sobbing in front of the computer.
I think it was a very good interview. It was very very good. Yeah. I think it was one of the better interviews I've seen him do. So I think you did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I think other people should watch it. It's just, I cry ugly. I don't know what to say.
Well, as long as you're behind camera, no one can see it.
That's right. Nobody will know.
I'm doing
a video. Sorry. I'm doing a video Saturday with Christy from Meeting Wellness Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're just going to kind of do an semi-educational. We'll try to keep it a little light on the catchphrases that the food companies use out there, to try to get you to think this is healthy or this is heart healthy, whatever it is. And we're going to do so we're gonna do a video over that. So that'll be pretty good. So that'll be Sunday.
Yes, that's exactly right. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. God don't love ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure he does.
Okay, folks. We have once again fulfilled our contractual obligations to the family for this week. I want to thank everybody for joining in, having fun with us. Like, subscribe, share, all that stuff to everybody's channels, and look for them. We will be here with King Quacker himself next week and whoever else happens to pop in and join us. And until then, keep your carbs low, your proteins and your fats high, and we will see you on the next one.